differences is a work of art. The world is brighter, yeah, brighter. What we all really need right now is an upbeat song to sing, an upbeat song to sing.
Okay, let's have everybody out and
Yes,
start
on
clapping.
your feet. Come on, you're in the park. Sing praise to Jesus.
These are the days when we can see miracles. Your wonders everywhere. Here is my life, Lord. You can use me to show the world you care.
Let's clap again, everybody. All the way up to just done. Are you ready? Here we go.
These are the days when we can see miracles. Your wonders everywhere. Here is my life, Lord. You can use me to show the world you care. You made me. You saved me, Lord. You called me. Yes. You gave me Jesus. Supernatural, supernatural God. And all things are possible. Supernatural, supernatural God. I'm gonna praise you.
Don't move, everyone. Here we go. Let's do the next verse.
You are my healer and my salvation. Thank you for your grace. Your name is higher than the other. Greatly to be praised. You made me. You saved me, Lord. You called me. Yes. You gave me Jesus. Supernatural, supernatural God. All things are possible. Supernatural, supernatural God. And I'm gonna praise you. Supernatural, supernatural God. All things are possible. Supernatural, supernatural God. And I'm gonna praise you.
Drink it.
And I'm gonna praise you.
Get ready. We're going to see
We can
miracles.
see miracles. We can see miracles.
Thank you, Lord. You made me.
You made me. You saved me, Lord. You called me.
Yes, Lord.
You gave me Jesus. Supernatural, supernatural God. All things are possible. Supernatural, supernatural God. And I'm gonna praise you. Supernatural, supernatural God. All things are possible. Supernatural, supernatural God. And I'm gonna praise you.
Again, everyone.
I'm gonna praise you.
Let's do it.
And I'm gonna praise you.
Yeah. Jesus, we
Thank you,
praise you.
Lord.
Thank you that you made me and you saved me.
Yes, and all the King's kids.
Oh yeah!
Water you turned into wine. Open the eyes of the blind. There's no one like you. None like you.
Into the darkness you shine. Out of the ashes we rise. There's no one like you. None like you.
Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer. Awesome in power. Our the darkness you shine. Out of the ashes we rise. There's no one like you. None like you. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer. Awesome in power. Our God. Our God. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer. Awesome in power. Our God. Our God. And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what could stand against? And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what could stand against? Then what could stand against? Our God is greater, our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer, awesome in power. Our God, our God. Our God is greater, our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer, awesome in power. Our God, our God. And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what could stand against? And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what could stand against? What could stand against? What could stand against?
You are here, moving in our midst. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, working in this place. I worship you. I worship you. And you are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. And you are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. You are here, turning lives around. I worship you. I worship you. You are here.
to the beauty of your ways. Standing here in wonder, in the aftermath of grace, everything is new again. Colors coming out of black and white. Everything within me is coming alive. You awaken my soul. You awaken my soul. Oh, I'm in love, yeah, I'm in deep. My heart is yours, it's yours to keep. Words just can't explain it. All I know, you awaken my soul. Breathing in the healing.
In this story, Jesus asked Peter the same question 3 times. Peter was restless. "I'm going fishing," he told the other disciples. At least fishing was doing something. It had been a while since Jesus had been crucified. He had appeared to them twice since his resurrection. It had been wonderful to see him and to know that he was alive. Jesus hadn't mentioned that Peter had denied him 3 times. Peter was still so embarrassed. He was ashamed of what he had done. He may have asked God to forgive him. He may have thought that Jesus would no longer trust him. How much did the other disciples know about it? He may have wondered. Did they know how sorry he was? Some of the other disciples decided to go fishing with Peter. So just as the sun was going down, they stepped into Peter's boat. The wind soon swept across the water. They stayed out all night, but they caught nothing. What a waste of a night's work, Peter probably thought. Early in the morning, just as the sun was coming up, they returned to shore without any fish. As their boat drew closer to shore, they noticed a man standing on the beach. The man called out, "Have you caught any fish?" The disciples called back, "No, none at all." The man called out again, "Throw your net on the right side of the boat. You'll find some." Perhaps they just wanted to please the man. Perhaps they wanted to try once more. Whatever the reason, they did what the man said. Immediately, their nets were full of fish. They couldn't even haul their nets into the boat. Suddenly, John recognized the man and called to Peter, "It is the Lord." Peter was very happy to see Jesus again. Jesus was waiting for them. The boat was so very close to shore that Peter decided not to wait. He jumped out of the boat and hurried through the water to Jesus. The others followed in the boat. When they reached the shore, they found that Jesus had made a fire. He was cooking fish for their breakfast. They soon enjoyed fish and some bread. After breakfast, Jesus turned to Peter. "Do you truly love me more than these?" he asked. Peter immediately answered, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." Jesus looked into Peter's eyes and said quietly, "Feed my lambs." Again, Jesus asked, "Peter, do you truly love me?" And again, Peter replied, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." Jesus replied, "Take care of my sheep." A third time, Jesus asked Peter, "Peter, do you love me?" Peter didn't know what to think. Perhaps he wondered if Jesus didn't believe him. And why did Jesus ask 3 times? Was it because Peter denied Jesus 3 times? Peter was hurt because Jesus asked him 3 times. With a heavy heart, Peter answered, "Lord, you know all things. You know that I love you." Jesus said again, "Take care of my sheep." Finally, Jesus said to Peter, "Follow me." Peter realized then Jesus had forgiven him. Jesus still wanted Peter to follow him. Why did Jesus ask Peter these questions in front of the other disciples? Perhaps it was so that they would know that he had forgiven Peter. Jesus also wanted to teach Peter a lesson in patience, sympathy, and forgiveness. Peter would need all of that in the future. He had a work to do for Jesus. He would lead and care for many new believers of Jesus during the rest of his life. Jesus also wants us to know something special. There is only one thing we must do to follow and serve him. Love him with all our hearts. And when we really do, we will want to take care.
Called Savior. Have you heard of his perfect love? Have you heard of the one in heaven? Have you heard how he gave his son? 'Cause I have found this love. I believe in the Son.